Hi friends, I'm Sarah. I'm a junior in college and I have led worship in different capacities over the past couple of years. When I was little, one of my favorite parts about going to church was walking through the door right when we arrived. We had this really long sidewalk that led up to the front door, and standing at the end with the door wide open and a huge smile on his face was Mr. Jim. My siblings and I would run as fast as we could down the sidewalk because we knew that Mr. Jim was waiting at the end to give you a high five right as you ran through the door. Mr. Jim had a way of making people feel loved and important from the moment they stepped into the church. Why do we, as worship leaders, need to think about how to be a greeter? Well, our greeters are the first impression that our visitors get of our congregation, and they're also the constant face that our congregation looks forward to seeing every Sunday morning. Mr. Jim sure made greeting look easy, but what if it doesn't come that naturally? Well, there are a few things that we can remind ourselves of when we post up at those double doors on a Sunday morning. The first thing to remember is to be aware of your specific role. There are many different jobs of a greeter, ranging from holding the door open to handing out bulletins, and everything will run much more efficiently if everyone knows their specific role. The next reminder is to be a greeter first and a friend second. Greeters are greeters because they love people. I could see it being so easy to get distracted when my friend walks through the door wanting to catch up on her life and see how everything's going. But remember, the goal is to get everyone through the door feeling loved and important. And people don't feel loved if they walk past someone ignoring them. Another thing to try and do is to know your congregation. If at all possible, with the number of people that attend your church, know faces and names. It means a lot to a visitor when someone takes the time to introduce themselves and to show them around a little bit. But this can't happen if we, as the greeters, don't know faces and names. The next reminder is to be present. Smile as people walk up to the door and exude the joy that the Lord has given you that morning. Make eye contact with people as they walk through the door and you hear how their week has gone. The physical act of being present will let them know that they're valued in this place and that they belong as they walk through the doors to experience what the Lord has in store for them. The final reminder is to expect the unexpected. Greeters are there to welcome and make sure everyone's doing okay as they walk into church. But what if somebody tries to strike up a conversation with you about how horrible their week has gone? How do we handle that if our job is to get everyone through the door? There could also be someone who needs help finding more information about a certain ministry. We need to have a general knowledge of what our church body offers so that we know which direction to point them in. There could also be small children running around, and their parents could need your help just getting everyone into the building. Expect the unexpected. Romans 12:1 says, "I appeal to you, therefore, brothers and sisters, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship." Your service to the church, holding the door open, handing out bulletins, hearing how people's weeks have gone, is an act of worship. So my question to you is, how can you be Mr. Jim, welcoming the whole body of Christ into the doors of your congregation?